And we're live.
What's up, people? It's Friday.
Friday, October 27th.
I was here.
Yep.
Chris is doing some stuff.
It's getting us a vacuum.
Yeah.
Gonna do some vacuum testing here soon.
Yep.
So Tommy and I had a great chat with this New York vacuum salesman guy. He was an interesting character. He's gonna take good care of us, though.
Oh, boy.
Got us a couple extra things thrown in.
So I got this poor guy.
What have you done?
So this nice guy, Darren,
Mm-hmm.
he says he wants a big fan, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, good.
I was recently introduced to guys over at Nano Magic and immediately thought of you.
Nano Magic.
It was recently product featured
Nano
on
Magic.
QVC.
Ooh.
So you know how this is
I
going.
know how you enjoy QVC.
I've attached our company presentation, Tom, the CEO, and Dennis in sales. And so
Okay.
I said, haha, I think you guys got the wrong company.
Mm.
All right, so then let's see. Matt, I don't think we do. Darren is a loyal follower and customer of yours. He thinks our nanotechnology-powered solution would be a great fit for you to review. Potentially recommend to your customers to purchase from our website. We can also do private label.
Ooh.
Yeah, Nano Magic.
Nano Magic.
Get out of here. Oh my
Your phone is
gosh.
10 times dirtier than your toilet.
Right. I just need to not respond to these things, but I
No.
cannot help myself. I want to pick a fight of just complete stupidity.
We could partner with them.
Complete garbage. I can take 1 millisecond look and know absolute garbage. You just watch out, it's like as seen on TV, get out of here. Anybody who is willing to go to that kind of marketing level doesn't make a good product. Because if you had a good product, you'd be too smart and ethically uncompromised to ever make a website or a video or anything like that.
So sorry, Darren.
God dang it. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, I thought he was joking with me. Well, apparently they're not. No, we want to share this with your customers. No. I'm sharing it with them right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling them, abso-frickin-lutely not.
Everyone go to Nano Magic and
Jesus.
buy a
Like, what is wrong with people?
something.
I must just be such a weirdo. Like, I don't understand who falls for that nonsense. Or some guys posting like, in the Facebook group, something about like, all this. There's all the Facebook ad, like the F11 stuff, and then there's all the competitors to F11. Just complete nonsense. I don't understand how you guys fall for that stuff. This is why you guys need me in the world, because people are just gullible as can be.
It's job security for you.
Unbelievable.
Job security.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have any proof that's not any good? No. I just have a brain. I just know. I want to see if we can find that. See if they.
Oh man.
Ooh, did you hear this? Four Rivers is coming to Middleton.
No, that's the
Yeah.
new place
Although
down there.
Four Rivers is kind of crap now. I went there the last time, and I'm like, I'm done.
Which one did you go to?
I went to Winter Park and then went to Winter Garden. Both terrible. Just not good anymore.
Sad. They just celebrated their 14th birthday. Interestingly.
Well, 13 years ago it was amazing. Now, not so good. Anyway, what do you got? What do we got going on here this week? I want to see if I can find that. Let's see how much people tell me I suck. Let's see, groups.
A lot. Rain repellent.
Oh, there's the Amber Marshall groups, and that's not what I'm looking for.
Forest Field.
Let's see.
I'm gonna get some Nano Magic now. Oh, you're at SEMA. I'm gonna order some.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. You can probably get it for free. Just respond to the email. Hey, I'm Matt's representative.
I'm just nice to him.
I'm really thinking about this as being something great.
Let's see. Harley17 says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Matt,
Yes.
where does the Raptor fit now that you have the Rivian? Have a great weekend." Thanks, Harley.
Michelle kind of splits time depending on what they're doing. The Rivian is not as big, and so like with football and just, sports and stuff, she'll take the Raptor often. And so she tries to ride the Rivian like for car line and drop off and stuff like that, but then after school stuff she usually takes the Raptor. So it is great having an extra vehicle. And then like I had to change the oil and stuff on the Raptor the other day, and so she was able to still go. Oh, no one No one gave me. It's Shine Armor. That's crap that's advertised. Let's see.
Shine Armor.
Let's see. Let's go look at. Oh boy, old Tim Coates is back, spamming stuff. Yeah. Well, no one gave me a hard time. I'm really surprised about that one. That is junk. Don't buy it. Is what I put. Normally they say, "How do you know? You suck." Blah blah blah. That must be so far gone that. Anyway, I'm off of that. Done with that now.
All right.
What do we got? What do people want to know?
Peter says, it just placed me another $700 order. Smiley face. Nice. Thanks. Watching old videos, waiting for the live. Quick question for you. My K1322TS is leaking very little oil from the bottom. Is this normal? And also black water comes out of the hose when I haven't used it for a while.
Do you have the vented oil cap? If you do, then I would go through I would untorque and retorque there's I think there's 5 bolts that seat the head of the pump to the to the back side of the pump, or the plungers and the electric motor and stuff is. And so I would I'd change the oil and just check all those connections. But if you don't have a vented oil cap, which for a while we didn't have those, then it does tend to build up pressure on the crank or whatever, the casing where the wobble plate is, and sometimes it can drip occasionally. The black part is probably just rust in your darn hose, and that's pretty common. If you have different chemicals, like calcium or magnesium, you have stuff in your water, I wouldn't worry about that stuff.
Mike McCullough says, hey, Matt, I've been looking at front gate towels and bath mats.
Okay.
Which ones do you recommend for OG Spec? I see there's a ton of options.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Make sure you don't buy the bath sheet.
Don't buy the bath sheet.
Yeah, don't, because it's too big to use. So you buy the regular bath towel, and I think it was the Hotel Collection version to get. Yeah, a resort collection. Yeah, the resort collection bath towel. They're always on some nonsense sale, because they're marked up crazy. But they're really good. But I'm going to say, you got to wash them at least 5 times. I wash them 3 times before use. They really start working at about 5 washes in, working well. So don't judge them until you've got a good, use. You got to use them, get them broken in.
He also wants to know, what do you recommend for OG Spec bathroom sink faucet?
Waterstone,
or video on that.
Yeah, sorry. Or in the bathroom. I don't know if Newport Brass makes anything for the bathroom. I haven't gotten into that yet. If you don't like the Waterstone version, then you would, because they only make one style, which is super industrial looking. So if that doesn't fit your style, then look at. You just have to. You really need to go to Ferguson showroom or something like that to find something. But yeah, I don't have a real recommendation on the bathroom side for you. But look into what Newport Brass offers. Their stuff is pretty sweet if you like any of their styles.
Let's see. JL Hakey says, will Matt embrace the new Rupes Bigfoot Hybrid Polisher HLR 15 and punt the Milwaukee 15?
Why not? We'll see if it. I'm gonna go use it at SEMA, and absolutely.
Bring your wood screws. Haven't seen him in a while. Says, long time no chat, OG fam. Forgot how much I missed Matt's Wash and Talk videos. Tuning in for updates on the new OG building. Any updates? We're trying to work out the details.
It needs a new roof, it needs a new parking lot, it needs a new air conditioning system. And so those are 3 things that I can't not have. 3 things that are going to fail within months. And so we're working out the details on what that could look like, who pays for what, that kind of thing. So we're not going to know anything this week because we're getting a second round of quotes on repairs. And the good news is the bank was like, no, look, we gave you a good enough price. But I had some conversations with them and said, look, they're going to lend me the money for the darn thing. And so they want, we all want this to work. And so we're working out the particulars, and I think at the end of the day, I think we're going to be able to come up with a deal that works. I just don't want to take too much risk. I think we're in for a rough patch, a rough time, for the next decade or so. So I think that I don't want to do anything super irresponsible. And that building's going to require a massive build-out internally inside. But the nice thing about that is I can do that in time. Like, we can do that in stages. The roof, I don't have a choice. It has to be done now, or it has to be done within a year or so. And so I'm working on figuring out how we're going to make that work, where I can have the appropriate terms and not have to go bankrupt to try to get a building, and then the whole thing crashes. So we're I'd say we're probably like 60-40. I want it. They want to sell it, so that's key. They want to sell it. I want to buy it. We're just working on the particulars. I'm excited. I think there's a high probability.
Speed Break Aviation says, question for Matt. What do you know about the Active 2.3 pressure washer under development? Any info on price point? I'm holding off on buying a 2.0 for this 2.3, but maybe I should just go ahead and get the 2.0 now.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm done with sharing ideas with companies, so I'm not gonna get involved. We'll probably still, if it's great, I'm just going to be a retail customer and not be a developer of it. Long story short, I feel like I got screwed on the Active 2.0, so I'm not going to get involved in sharing other ideas on what you guys need and what the marketplace needs. So I think that's a shame, but if it's great, we'll sell it, if they'll let us. So, but yeah, I don't know much about it.
Sean G says, hey, Chris and Matt, happy Friday to the OG crew. Can you provide any advice on the 718 Cayman GTS 4.0? This is the long second gear in the manual really an issue? 911 is out of my price range. Thanks.
Yeah, people who say long second gear are frickin' morons. They don't know what they're talking about. It's so stupid. The gearing is what the gearing is, and the gearing's fine. So what does it matter if you're in first, second, third, fourth? I mean, it's just a number. I find it to be super useful around town. There's a reason why they chose it that way. I don't think it needs to be adjusted or changed. It's fine. So don't listen to journalists who don't own the frickin' car. It's stupid. I think that if you're going to buy one, you want a manual. I had to get a PDK because we're going to be letting people borrow the car. I think you want brakes, so you wanted carbon ceramic brakes, but we can't get those, so that's not an option. So I think you want sport buckets, you want Burmester. Those are the two best values in the car. Don't try to match your frickin' seat belts to your calipers. That's stupid. Choose the GTS interior option. That's one of the real advantages of the GTS. You get all kinds of cool stuff in the interior. And but yeah, that car is pretty fantastic. I mean, if it was my only car and if I could get access to a GT4, the GT4 is really only like 10 grand more. And the GT4 is the better choice, but there are some advantages to the comfort of the GTS, more usability of the GTS every day.
Car-net says bonjour. He's in France. Oh, thanks for joining us. 86 says good day to all my OG family from across the pond over there. He's in Australia.
Nice.
Steven wants to know, is there still a small price discount on items if I'm a HEX member? The website used to show the price differences between member and non-member.
I think we had to pull that down because it was causing some sort of script error or something like that. But yeah, it's 10% off and free shipping if you're a HEX Plus member. Yeah, we had that on there. It was super awesome getting people to sign up for Inside the HEX, but I think there was some problems with the back end and website speed and stuff like that. Seems kind of weird, but it was I think causing some issues.
And certain vendors didn't like they said that was a map pricing violation to be showing that too.
Yeah.
Jeff W. says he reached out to us last week about washing his Ford Lightning. Says took him 4 days Total 24 hours, but did a 2-stage CSL XO V5, and it is dialed in. Tagged Matt in an Instagram post with lots of pictures. Thanks for all the help.
Nice.
Good job, Jeff. That's a lot of work. Any idea? Do you have a rough estimate on how much the OG Spotless will add to the already wall solution with the CR version? Trying to figure out if I should buy now or hold off depending on the price.
Oh, it's going to be 2 to 3 times the price of the CR, but it's going to be a completely different solution. So what we're going to figure out is what is the most efficient cost per gallon treated. What is the most efficient way to get there? And so if it's to keep the cost low on the amount of filtration, that's one potential. Or is it to invest in like multiple tanks and then your media lasts considerably longer? Because the media, the resin is what's the most expensive. The RO filter is the most expensive part because you're going to be having to replace that all the time. So I think our base system that is not pretty, that just mounts to the wall, is probably going to be like $1,000 or something like that. And then that would have essentially double the capacity of a single CR. And then I think that some of these more sophisticated versions with different we're going to have different like flow meters and stuff on it could get pretty expensive. But the long-term benefit would be you're going to spend a whole lot less on the filtration aspect, the actual media that goes inside of them. So if we're able to not exhaust the resin, or exhaust the resin a lot quicker because we're pre-treating it. So let's say we have an $800 RO membrane, a high-flow RO membrane, and that means that your resin lasts 3 years, and resin costs $400 a pop to replace, then and in a CR you're probably going through resin every quarter, $200-300 worth of resin once a quarter. So you'd spend $2,000 in resin over the next 3 years versus $0, and so we're going to figure out what's the most efficient way to do it. It's certainly going to look better. It's going to function much better. And then we're going to actually do all this testing to figure out what makes the most sense. So, I wouldn't wait if you're interested in doing it, because I don't know when we're going to have this thing done. Every day we've got a lot going on, and we're going to have it done at some point. But I don't want to rush the process. Every day goes by, we learn something new. We got our valve back, looks awesome, but then we're going to send it back to make a few more iterations to it. We got our handle done. We've got our enclosure. Our third prototype is coming, and so this process takes a while.
You got a super chat here, $6.99 Canadian. This is Otto, his first ever super chat. When do you think realistically Canadian OG will be up and running?
It depends on the building. If we get the building, I think it'll push us about 6 months. So we'll be, summertime. If we don't get the building, then I think we'll be early spring, like we originally planned. So we're getting the legal work done now. I've got a meeting, I think, on the calendar with an immigration attorney. And then I've hired my accountants, and so we're working on the corporate structure, and we're kind of working through the details to get the back end set up. Once I know what my cash flow situation looks like after Black Friday, that'll dictate, how quickly we move on it.
Kevin Miser wants to know, if a brand sells any amount of snake oil products, does that turn you off for the brand entirely? For example, McKee's sells a lot of graphene-infused crap. It makes me look at them a little differently.
No, I don't think so. If somebody has like a marquee product, then I'm in. But that it's rare that you go down the douchey route and don't. That's not a microcosm.
Joseph says, Happy Friday. Do you think there are enough like-minded people out there to get OG to the scale you're hoping for in the future? I do. I hope the accessibility with your followers continues. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I certainly think so. I think I've talked about this example before. When I went to the BMW Performance Center, I went to the M driving school, and I think there were like 28 people in the class or something like that. And this is like my place, like BMW. I'm at the driving school. These are BMW enthusiasts. And 2 of the 28 knew what Obsessed Garage was. And I'm thinking, man, there's such huge opportunity that even in the niche BMW crowd, like even if half or even if 20%, maybe it was 4 or 6, of such a niche of a niche knew who Obsessed Garage was. So I think there's massive opportunity. And every day people are finding out. I was actually just talking to another business owner who just found us a couple of months ago, and we were talking about, he has a much bigger business than we have, and he sort of reached out via email and said, hey, I feel like we're a few years ahead of you. I'd love to share ideas sometime. And so I gave him a call and we chatted for an hour or so about how they distribute products and things like that. And I think he said he had a 150,000 square foot warehouse, which is kind of cool. And they're 20 years into their business, 25 years in, and we're 5 years in. And he said, man, it was so cool. I watched the DePosco video and I saw so many similarities to where we've been and where we're headed. And I said, yeah, I feel like everybody's laughing at me. He's like, no, we've all been there. We've all done the same thing, of people that have built the business. But I think there's plenty of people out there that would be interested in this, and there's lots of other niches that we can work with inside of home theater, inside of all kinds of stuff.
Arizona D54 says, when are we going to get more Raptor content?
Yeah, I don't really have anything planned. I do want to wash it with that whatever that D-scale stuff I got from Coach Kemi.
Let's see here, Matt. I'm interested in what's going on with the new potential OGHQ. Looks like the perfect all-around fit. Yeah, we kind of got a little update on that. Thanks, Perry. What is your opinion on Estwing and or PB Swiss dead blow hammers, or which brand do you recommend?
Yeah, I haven't gotten into hammers yet. There's several people that have suggested. I can't remember off the top of my head, but hammers are on the list. Knipex. So I'm kind of taking it one step at a time. I've been really working with the Rousseau box that I got and outfitting with all the Hazette stuff, organizing it, and that'll get me more, just more time with Hazette. And then I'll got to finish up the Koken order, so I get the Koken stuff here, all their sockets and ratchets and things like that. And then from there, I'm gonna set up. That's my big thing at SEMA is I'm going to spend a lot of time with the tool people. Like I like to talk to PB Swiss, Weha, Knipex again. Get these companies lined up so that I can buy from them and then figure it out.
Blake wants to know, hey Matt, have you ever looked at Avalon King?
No.
I figured that was the answer.
Yeah, Avalon King's a marketing company. He's just buying like $2 coatings and putting them in a pretty looking bottle and making massive margin. And then, he's a nice guy, but he's kind of taken the enthusiast route. And the product is fine. It's just Chinese off the shelf, cheap stuff, and then you put it in a nice bottle and then you sell it to dum-dums. And you guys, lots of dum-dums buy it. And then you sponsor some people, and like non-detailers don't care. They don't know. It seems like a good deal. It's an interesting bottle, and so they promote it, and then lots of people buy it. He's making frickin' money hand over fist. But the product is junk. Yeah, it's not for us. It's going back to it's a marketing product. The product is just a commodity. It has nothing to do with quality or manufacturing process or anything like that. It's just junk that put in the bottle, and spend some time on the packaging of the bottle so it makes it look like there's lots of effort behind it, and then you just dupe people into buying it. But yeah, junk.
Our buddy Neil White up in Georgia says, hey Matt, I ordered and received my 50-foot garden hose. Just want to say that it seems very durable so far. Hope to get years of usage out of it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will. I mean, and then if in time, like the only real failure point of the hose would be if you ran it over a bunch, or if you use it like normal and you don't run it over, your failure points would be the ends, which you could always just cut the end off and put a new one on. So I mean, my original Continental hose, which was Goodyear at the time, is still at my old house, like sitting on the wall there. It's still being used. It's like whatever 2012, 2013. So it's over 10 years old.
Dom DiRienzo wants to know, did visiting the Waterstone facility change your perspective on how you operate your own business?
I don't think so, but it just made me feel inspired, I feel some inspiration around the whole thing. It's a different business. They're in a manufacturing business. It's just cool to see, how sophisticated a company can get over years. Turns into this super organism that, from the inside probably doesn't look as sophisticated as it does from the outside.
Tim Kinley wants to know, has Matt tried armor on any other surfaces other than wheels, I guess?
No. I mean, Bradley has other, coatings for the paint and stuff like that. But no, I think wheels is probably the way to go. I put it on my license plate. You could always put it on, things that were in higher impact or dirtier areas. But no, I haven't put it on anything else other than the license plate.
Alex says, hey, Matt, I picked up an F80 M3 recently. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite exhaust setup?
Exhausts have changed a lot since then. Remember, I had mine at launch car and only had it for, a year and a half or 2 years or something like that. And so a lot of the products hadn't come out. You want the active mid-pipe and then some other rear section like Remus or Acra or something like that. But I think absolutely you want the equal-length mid-pipe, and then you choose your rear section from there.
Let's see. Mikey wants to know, what's the new thing coming with the 1122 TST? Saw it on your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. I got a challenge coming. I think you guys are gonna like it. You have to wait for the video. Yeah, I got a challenge. Are you gonna do the challenge, you think?
I heard bits and pieces. I never heard what the challenge was. So, but I'm in.
Should we just say the challenge now and get people? Yeah, we might as well get people fired. Is what I do.
Right.
So, the 1122 running a promotion that'll run November 17th to December 1st.
Okay.
Right? And so
I knew that.
Bought a bunch of them. Right.
Good.
People are going to save $100 and something on the things. First time they've ever discounted it.
Okay.
And so the 1122 is the best portable pressure washer on the planet. And I thought, well, what I need to do to remind people of this is this going to be my sidekick on the Adam LZ project. So I got to tote it around everywhere I go, from room to room, and be carrying this thing around.
Okay.
And so I also thought, well, I'm on this new fitness journey, right? Everybody's commenting how Maddie doesn't look like such a fat slob anymore.
Right. Wearing a white T-shirt today, for the first time in years.
So I'm wearing different colors and not just, although it looks like the same color as my skin, especially in this camera, with this camera view. This crappy lighting. But I figured, well, I need to add another challenge to this.
Okay.
And so we're going to set a baseline. So on November 13th, when I go down to LZ's and I do the first, we're going to start the demo.
Okay.
I'm going to set a baseline of how many shoulder press, the thing weighs 80 pounds.
Right, 80.
How many shoulder presses unbroken can I do to start, right?
Okay.
And then we're going to put that challenge out to everybody.
Okay.
And if whoever gets the best score, you got to video yourself so we can judge it and make sure you're doing it properly.
Right.
And then so we'll all set baselines together, make a thread and a sticky in the Facebook group. Okay. And then I'm gonna do every hour on the hour. I think I'm gonna do like 10 reps for like the entire, up to December 1st.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so then on December 1st, I'm going to see, how many, do I improve at all over that couple of week time frame.
Okay.
And I'm going to set a new baseline. And if I got to figure out how this is going to work, whoever gets the top score, I'm going to give them a custom install pressure washer solution.
Nice.
So theoretically, they already have an 1122.
Right, so they don't need that.
Yeah. And so I'll give them a custom install.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
So it's the actual machine, not just 80 pounds. It has to be the actual K1122. That's your...
Correct. Yeah, you have to actually you have to have an 1122.
Right. Okay.
And so, everybody wants to do the baseline with me. That's just fun. But the final results have to be in December 1st. Okay. The final result in the Facebook group is December 1st, as and it's really heavy on one side.
So yeah, that's an awkward 80 pounds too.
Yeah. I'm going to set standards.
Okay.
I haven't decided. Are we going to do strict press or would
yeah.
it be push press? I think where you can do a knee dip.
Right.
I think that would be harder to judge, and so I think we should do a strict press, and then I'll be the judge, or we'll make somebody the judge.
Okay.
So that way, because there's some real money on the line here.
Yeah, that's $3,000.
And if I win, like nobody beats me, I'm not giving anybody squat. So you guys better freaking man up.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be some like Hulk strong dude that does like 100 reps or something unbroken. So yeah, I think that's going to be our challenge. And so every time in the Adam LZ videos where we're tearing apart this house in the first month, you're going to see me grabbing that darn pressure washer and do 10 reps every hour on the hour.
This is good. I like it. Yeah.
You like that idea?
Yeah, that is good.
I think that's good. That's a Chris Haynes level promo right there.
I like it. Oh man.
Who's in? Are you anybody in?
Maybe Nanotech will sponsor that. Nano Magic. We can get them.
That'll make it glide through the air quicker.
Oh man.
So you have to have an 1122. So you gotta buy one.
Right. If you don't already have one, but yeah, it's on sale.
Yeah. So, and that I thought from a promotional standpoint, well, it's freaking heavy, really freaking heavy. And so that, I don't know. I just think that's a testament to part of the quality. I mean, heavy doesn't mean that automatically good. But, I've always said I'd love to see everybody's face when their box shows up and they try to, hoist it off of the front porch. It's pretty stout.
Let's see. Brandon wants to know, hey, Matt, I know you've mentioned this in a prior podcast, but can you go over which credentials we should look for when picking a financial advisor?
That's a good question. I think as an absolute minimum, you have to have a certified financial planner designation. If they don't have it, they're either dumb or lazy. It's one or the other. You don't want either. In a perfect world, which is like there's only like a few hundred people in existence. If you were a CFA, which I was not, I'd started my CFA. If you're a CFA and CFP, so those two credentials would be the most. All the vice president, senior vice president, managing director, all those titles are based on how much they're producing. And if they're producing a lot, that usually means they're probably pretty good, because they've had a lot of people that trusted them. But production, lots of production, could also mean they're just a really good salesman and they're a disheveled, disorganized mess. But generally, if you're a disorganized mess, generally you're not going to have as many clients because eventually they're gonna leave you. But I don't know, some really charismatic people will tend to get a lot of clients, and so they're kind of dum-dums and their clients are a bunch of dum-dums. But you get those two people together and you can make a pretty big business. So I'm looking for CFP minimum, CFA in a perfect world, because that means they're really, in order to get through that, you got to be pretty freaking smart. And then I'm looking at where they went to college. If they didn't go, I'm out. I want somebody to show that they've done some real work. And that's not an automatic qualifier. So these things are just like things combined that can increase your odds of getting somebody who's not a dum-dum. And and then I'm generally going to look. I don't really care if they're independent or if they're at a big firm. You don't go to Edward Jones. You don't go to Wells Fargo. You're going to go to Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, UBS, or if they have their own independent practice. Maybe Raymond James. So you want the advisor to have like a lot of access. So you want them to have access to platforms. And then, people will argue against paying some person or some advisor to manage money for them. But unless you're going to spend, 30 hours a week on this and become obsessed with it, I think you need to pass this off. Because I have yet to meet anybody, maybe not anybody, but I've met maybe two people in 08, 09 when SPX is down 52% peak to trough that hung in there and added money along the way. Just didn't do it, And if you did it, you probably didn't have any money. It was just a small amount. So imagine you have $1 million in SPX, which is basically free, right? Just sitting in a Vanguard account or whatever, a free Fidelity account or some Robinhood or some bull crap like that, and you own SPX or SPY or some sort of index that's following the market, and you have $1 million in that investment, which is diversified, in that one investment, because it's the index of 500 individual stocks. It's emulating that, and then your $1 million turns into $480,000 in 4 months, 5 months. I don't know too many people are going to sit tight. Now, what you should have done there is then you should have added, okay, my 480, maybe I got 250 sitting over on the sideline, put another 250 in. So now I bought the shares at 52% off. And you're not going to time it exactly on the right day, but if you buy it at the low, which you're not going to want to do because you just lost $520,000, it becomes almost impossible to convince yourself to do that. Everybody's starting to think about growing corn in their backyard. And everybody's telling you you're stupid because they sold when the market was down 30% and they cashed in, and then you're going to take $200,000, $300,000, put it back in, and then you would have recovered. And if you would have done that, you'd recover in months. But I don't know too many people are willing to do that, and so yeah, it's free. But sometimes it's good to have some guy to come kick you in the nuts and say, dude, we've been through this before, and this is what you do. It's not going to feel good. It's going to seem counterintuitive. Actually, I just talked to Pan about this last night. He's like, I don't know, man. I freaking hired this guy. You told me to hire a guy. Guy's a CFA in Canada. And he's like, I'm like losing money. I said, well, what'd the market do? Well, the market's down a lot. I said, and how much are you losing? He's like, well, I think I'm down like 1%. And I'm like, Pan, come on. He's like, yeah, you're right. And so I, just kind of gave him a pep talk because what he's experienced is the same thing. He's like, well, if I would have done what I was doing before, I would have made 72%. I said, yeah, but what if you lost 72%? Because what you would have been doing has the potential to lose 72% as well. He's like, oh, shoot, I couldn't handle that. I said, well, that's why you have a guy. Once you have real money, you either become obsessed with it and it becomes your a good percentage of your waking time, or you hire a guy. I got a guy. I don't even look at it, knowing what I know. Pay the guy 1%, and he just does what he does. And yeah, you still pay him when you're down, and you pay him when you're up. But I'm paying him to watch my back.
That's a good segue, actually, because Ian says, can Matt explain at which level of income it starts to make sense having a financial advisor, assuming you're generally smart enough to not make a total mess of managing your money otherwise?
Well, it makes a lot of, the problem is you need one right now when you don't have any money, right, when you're starting out, but you can't get one because they don't want you, right? And so the system is a bit flawed. I think you get one when you got like $500,000 or so that you could invest, Otherwise, you just buy indexes, and because I feel like when you start to get a couple 100,000, maybe 500,000 together, when you start to get to that point, then you're going to start acting a bit irrationally with it, because when you don't have a lot of money, you're willing to just whatever. You're not doing stupid stuff. You're not thinking about it all the darn time, or you shouldn't be. And so if you're not thinking about it all the darn time, you kind of happen your way into it, oftentimes. Like think about your 401k. I mean, how much effort do you put into that? And what happens is you accidentally end up with some money because you've added money regularly. You never stop. You never really thought about it. You're not looking at the performance all the time. And what magically happens with dollar cost averaging over time is you're buying into dips. You're buying into upside, but you're buying on average, a decent amount of shares, and over time that volatility pays off. You're probably invested much more aggressively than you would if you had $500,000 or something bigger. Because if you watch $500,000 turn into 280,000, then you start freaking out and start doing stupid stuff. And so I think I just made up that number, whatever that number is to you. The problem is if you got a couple $100,000, you're not getting like a legit dude at Morgan Stanley to manage your money. So that's where the struggle comes in, and you'd be better off on your own than going hiring some goofball at Edward Jones. Sorry to the few Edward Jones guys, but buying A-share American funds is not the way to go.
Got a super chat, $4.99 from Tyler Lloyd. Matt, what was the picture frame company you guys advertise to use when selling the car prints? I still need to hang mine and can't find any info.
Frame It Easy, I think.
Yeah, so I looked it up on an old...
Yeah, because I always hated going to those darn places and they charge you a fortune. And I just want to stick a picture in a frame. Yeah, if you go to frameiteasy.com, you can order it and you size it and they send it to you. It's great. Yeah. Super simple.
All right, let's see. Our guy Hayden, Hayden Jarvis, he's the one who won the Snap-on Toolbox.
Ooh,
buddy up there in Indiana.
Did you get it? Was it broken?
Hey, Matt, just got the Snap-on Toolbox. Okay. Can't wait to play with all the tools.
Good. I didn't want to have to buy another one of those. We made a ridiculous framing and stuff. It's probably spent $150 on wood.
Excellent, Hayden. That's cool.
Yeah.
AFH says, has anyone rented the Cayman GTS yet? If so, how did it go?
Not yet. Nope.
TFD Wookie says, good afternoon, guys. Matt, keep kicking butt. Been around since the beginning and have loved the growth. Finally decided to do flooring for my garage.
Nice.
Pretty sure I want to go Swiss Tracks, but I'm concerned my floor does not have enough slope. Can I still use them?
I'm assuming he's probably going to want to wash like I've been washing in mine. I mean, most garages have like a one inch slope from front to back, or a very slight angle. I think you'll be fine. I mean, my garage is not particularly sloped at all. It's very, very flat with a slight pitch per code of pretty much every state. That way rainwater doesn't run into the stem wall or run into your house. The garage is always sloped outward, so any rainwater wouldn't run into your garage and then end up in your kitchen. And so I wouldn't worry about it one bit. So people get real worried about dirt underneath the tiles, water underneath the tiles. I'm telling you, all of that is a non-event. Doesn't matter. Water, in the winter, water's going to evaporate super quickly because it's usually really dry in most areas in the winter. In the summer, it's hot, and so water evaporates really easily. So even if the water doesn't run out or gush out of the garage, mine doesn't, it evaporates within an hour or two. So you're usually going to be pretty good. So I wouldn't worry about it one bit.
JC10 says, hey guys, I'm new to the channel and I love the content. Thanks for what you do. I just joined Inside the Hex.
Nice.
How would you seal 2-year-old concrete before installing Swiss Tracks?
Shoot, what's that company that Ghost Shield that sent me all kinds of stuff? We put it out we've been testing on our sidewalks. It's pretty freaking sweet. You can get it at like Home Depot and stuff. But if you get on the Ghost Shield site, there's they have like densifiers, and then they have sealers. You don't have to do that. I don't know that I would do it to my garage, but if you're dealing with a lot of salt and stuff, that may be not a terrible thing to add. But just do some digging on the Ghost Shield site. I don't have a recommendation for you yet on which version to use. I forget which one we put on the sidewalks out here. It's pretty cool. Like water beads up like it's a coated car out there. It looks pretty cool. So I would just start doing some research. They're pretty legit. I talked to their owner and talked to their it kind of at first looks a little janky. They look a little douchey, but they've got some chops. They're doing like real deal commercial stuff.
Eric S. says, I'm sad to hear you may be selling the Woodgate lot for the new building. Was looking forward to the content down the line.
It's sold. So here's what happened. I told you it's
I haven't heard this.
Oh gosh. So
is this HOA related?
Oh yeah. You guys are gonna love this. So my good friend Clay, who've been friends for 20 years, one of the first people I met when I moved to Florida, his wife is the president of the Woodgate Property Association. So how it went down, I was looking at the house that I bought, the Woodgate house, the one that you guys saw me in with the outdoor wash bay and the 6 acres and the flying squirrels in the attic and all the shenanigans that went down there. The Brian Orr and I tearing out the air conditioning system and redoing the kitchen and all that stuff. So when I started looking, that house was I don't think it was for sale, but they were thinking of selling it. So my good friend Brian not Brian Orr, but a different Brian, owned the late Brian Baker owned the Lady Lake Gym, who, I'm there all the darn time. So Brian and I were good friends. His aunt owned the house. And he told me his aunt was thinking of selling the house, right, because they were going to move across town and build a new house. And so when I went to see that house, she had mentioned that, she said, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but the house next door is going to be foreclosed on. And so I told Clay, I said, hey, I think the house next door might be foreclosed on. I'm looking at buying the house. We could be neighbors. And so then he went and found the bank. Like, it never got posted, never got, listed. Mm-hmm. And so he bought that house, and I bought the Woodgate house. So we're neighbors, right? Yeah. And so we've been in there about the same. Maybe I moved in 6 months earlier or something like that. So the guy who owned my house built the community, and so he was the HOA president. He owned like 6 lots, and so we never had any meetings. We never had to deal with anything. He had all the votes. No one could outvote him, so it didn't matter. It was perfect because he knew how to run it right. And so we, about maybe 2 years ago, they turned it over to the homeowners association. So I was already gone. Right after I sold, Bob turned it over to signed over it to the homeowners. So we elected a board. Mm-hmm. That was the one where Michelle went, and they wanted Michelle to go there because I had bought the lot. Right. And she's the only one. There was like 6 people, and they voted 5 people in, and she was the only one that didn't get voted in because they wanted her on the board or whatever, and so she wasn't a board member. So anyway, Jennifer was elected president. She's killed it. Done a great job getting things organized. Correct. Okay. Getting the gate fixed, make sure the streets taken care of. All the stuff that you'd want done. The community's looking great. And so there's this one guy. There's always one guy, and this guy is a freaking douchebag, like total Karen of a guy, right? And he loves to hear himself talk, even more than me. He loves to pick a fight, loves an argument. He's one of those types. Not a fighter, but like an argumentative guy. And he has sued his previous homeowners and brags about it all the time. Like, for example, when he came into the community, he didn't pay his bill for a while just to see what would happen, right? See what kind of procedures are in place. Right. So anyway, Jennifer's, because they're Clay and Jennifer's kids, they cheerlead so their daughter is about the same age as Ryan, so she's a cheerleader, and they're there the same time as we are for Ryan's football games because their daughter's a cheerleader and Ryan's a football player. And so Jennifer says, dude, I need you to come to the meeting, because I own a lot in there. Mm-hmm. I need you to come to the meeting. There's this guy, Douchey McDoucherson, who is just, we screwed up. And so there's the board, and then there's the architectural review committee, right? So the ARC is the people who decide if your shrubs are not, in alignment, or your blade of grass is not equal, or, they're the ones who review if you want to add something to your house. Right. So there's several new houses going up in the community, and they put this guy, douchebag, on the ARC just to hopefully so he wouldn't cause problems. He said, well, how much harm could he do? And so PhD, master's degrees, multiple master's degrees, scientist builds a home. Okay. Puts solar panels on his house. He submits an application. Old Douchey McDoucherson is screwing around, jerking this guy around, wanting more information. Finally, the guy just puts the darn solar panels up. Right. And so then, the ARC committee, is, and this guy's influenced the other 2 guys. I don't know why the other 2 guys don't just freaking man up. Like, well, he put them up, and they're not at the whatever 40 degrees, blah, 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 southeast, southwest, blah, blah, blah. And so the board makes the decision, but the board can overrule the ARC. Okay. And so anyway, we have to have a special meeting. So that's why Jennifer's like, you got to come to the special meeting. Ooh, special meeting. So I go to the special meeting, right? And these are, 3 or 4 of my people there, my friends, right? And we get there, and they made a special request that I go there because Clay was there, and I'm there. So Clay's on one side, and I'm on the other side.
Is he on the board?
No.
No. Okay.
But, we're there because we know this guy's going to go after. This guy's going after Jennifer, who's like the nicest, sweetest lady ever. And so we got to be there because this douchebag is about to pick a fight. Right. This is like the most ridiculous thing ever. Solar panels look great. HOAs have no recourse on solar panels, and this guy wants to go to court. He's like demanding that we have procedures and policies in place, and if we let this go, that this is going to set a precedent. I said, yeah, precedent. You can do whatever the heck you want to your own house. And these are like 5-acre lots, for gosh sakes. At least 3-acre lots. Houses 200 feet off the street. Who freaking cares what you do? As long as you don't paint it neon yellow, we shouldn't care. Right. And nobody ever cared before. And by the way, there's 20 other people who own lots and homes. Nobody cares but this one guy. And yet there's 3 or 4 or 5 other people. They're just really, really nice, and they just don't want to say anything. So this guy's going on for 45 minutes straight, just back and forth, legal this, jargon this. And this guy's not like an attorney. He's like a freaking dum-dum, Okay. The only reason he has enough money to buy this house is he was in South Florida, and his condo, doubled in price or something like that. He was, I don't know, he was probably a janitor or something stupid. Like he's a wannabe smart guy.
Okay.
And so I'm freaking pacing back and forth, and eventually, like we need to what does everybody else think? And so Jennifer or one of the board members say, well, what does everybody else think? And someone would start to say something, and then douchebag would get back in and start, well, let me speak. I didn't finish. And so then the next person would go talk for 2 seconds, and then the guy would talk for another 20 minutes. So we're like an hour into this thing, and I'm like pacing back and forth. Veins are popping out of my head. And so finally, like, people started to push back on him a little bit, after I said, look, enough. Let's hear what everybody wants to hear about this. So at the end of the day, anyway, to answer this question, I almost got in a fight with a guy. I may have said to him, what are you going to do, bro? When he turned and looked at me, and I was standing there, and he's sitting in the chair. It's like, what are you going to do? This guy's like 65. I would literally just pick him up by his throat and throw him out the door. And so I'm like, I don't want to go because this guy will definitely press charges. I'm going to go to jail. I can't kill this old man. And so I did say to him, what are you going to do? And everybody's like, all right. Clay's like, let's just calm down. And so
good comeback.
And so, but then other people started to speak up, with the exception of a lot of them are like, well, so I was looking for a silver lining here, right? Should I keep this lot or should I sell it? And I knew that if I'm coming to this meeting, I'm done. And so when it was my time to speak, after everybody went, I was the last person, and I don't know, just the way the room worked out. And I heard some other people saying, well, and these, by the way, the people that are doing the solar panels are sitting there the whole time, where everybody's just talking about them as the perpetrator, the homeowner. Like, no, his name's Tim, and he's right there, right? And his wife, they're like these saint people. The people are just saints. They're like scientists, and I'm just standing next to these people, like, I don't know. Gosh, I feel so sorry for them. And all these people are like, let's hear them out. Let's let everybody speak their piece. And then 3 or 4 of the other people are like, look, they were in the wrong. They shouldn't have put the solar panels up. And I'm like, why not? They should have waited for approval. No, I'm not asking for approval from you dorks. You don't know anything about this stuff. This guy is the authority, like, in the universe of solar panels and solar energy and how it's done. He's the guy. He sent an appeal that was like 38 pages long, explaining, like, here's how this works. Like, here's what needs to be done. Here's how this goes on the roof. Here's how this works. And here's what I'm allowed and not allowed to do. And that's exactly what I did. And I got tired of frickin' waiting. And so I knew when I heard, a good 20 or 30% of them saying, but. So forget douchebag guy. He actually resigned from the board. So I said, all right, you guys are freaking nuts. I said, there is 0 chance that I will ever build a house in here, because I don't want any of you telling me what to do, ever. So my lot is officially for sale. And everybody's like, no, Matt, we want you to build, because these are, a bunch of people, my friends, and they know that I'm going to build this freaking mansion in there that's going to help property values, and so I'm out. So I sold my lot yesterday.
Nice.
So no building. Lena's drawing me up a contract. I'm selling to her, so she has the lot next to her, and they can not have somebody not build next to them. So I'm out. I'm tired of paying. I pay like, I don't know, $1,600 a year, and then another $3,000 a year for property tax, and so I'm out. Sold it for what I paid for it. I should sell it for more. It's worth probably a lot more because real estate values have gone up quite a bit. But I'm out. I got to buy like 100 acres and be in control. So that's my blood is boiling now just thinking about how the common sense argument that the other 60 or 70% of the people had is like, look, we're freaking neighbors. Nobody cares about any of this. Why do we need to have all this nonsense? Just do the right thing, and we have a board so we can have such common sense arguments.
So now Lena's going to build a solar farm on your property.
That's what you should. Unbelievable. And I was like, I can't do this. It was a perfect community. It was amazing. I could do whatever I wanted. Didn't matter. I'm not asking for permission from anybody, ever. And they ruined it. So I'm having that same conversation with my HOA now that I'm that Susie and I are the president of this darn thing. Basically, I'm the treasurer, but I'm doing all the work. So that way, these idiots don't. I just need the gate to work. I need the street to not fall apart, and I need the front fence to get painted and stuff like that. And so I'm in control to answer these questions for people because I'm the best shopper, and I'm starting to get little hints of people, questioning. Well, can we see a budget? No. You want to do a budget, do it, and I'll authorize it. I'm not doing that. Why do we don't need any of this stuff, you dorks. Get out of here. We didn't have anything before. The developer didn't do anything. It was fine. The only problem is the gate didn't work, and he got tired of fixing it because he's paying it. No one was paying their dues because he never set up a bank account or anything like that. So we were just paying directly to him. I'm like, I'm not paying this guy. He doesn't do half this stuff half the time. And so now we're trying to get it set up where everybody has to pay, and then everybody, I want receipts, and I would like formal budgets. And you're paying like $200 a month, for gosh sakes. It's not like you're paying freaking $200,000. So I've been keeping it under control until it's not. It's only a matter of time. And so I got to get the heck out of all this stuff. Have 100 acres. I'm going to make an HOA that's called not HOA.
Man, it's been a while since we had a good HOA rant.
I just can't believe it. Just beside myself how stupid people are.
Well, back to some positive news here. We have a super chat, $4.99 from John Brooker. He says, thanks, Matt. Wanted to let you know you inspired me to start CrossFit. I'm in my first month and I'm loving it. What are your go-to workout shorts, etc.? Shorts.
Yeah, I've been asking myself that here recently. The Rogue shorts aren't very good. I've been wearing Arc'teryx. Like I don't know, they changed the darn name of it like every other month, but they have a little stretch to them. And so I've been wearing various shorts from there. Probably not smart because they're like $150 a pair or something crazy like that. But yeah, I've been thinking about that recently. I need to get back on the trail. I used to wear the Rogue board shorts a lot, but I don't know. They just don't seem to. I don't really like them that much anymore. So I've been wearing the Arc'teryx shorts.
Let's see what they're called this month.
Yeah, see, there's like 15 of them, and they're probably all different names than
Gamma, quick dry, lightweight, dry short. Ooh, short. That's not you for sure.
No, God, no.
5-inch NC.
I'm a freaking man. I'm not a baby. I wasn't born in 1970.
Do you go the long ones, the 11 or the 9? Though?
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
The long ones.
Come on.
Right. Making sure.
Not a girl. Gosh sakes. I'm not going to wear girls' shorts around and pretend like they're guys' shorts. I'm not doing that.
Stuff. Let's see here. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. Here we go. Sorry. Woodgate Lot, yes. Matt, have you found an OG spec server rack for the rental house for all your home audio things, etc.? It's from Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Middle Atlantic rack, and then we have all the Trip Light stuff that we put on the wall. It's in the vlog. So we did the wall-mounted stuff on the wall.
Gotcha. LR says, I burned through the Cup 2s that came with my GT4 at my track day.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions for a tire to replace them with? Purely for street driving. I have a second set of wheels for track days now.
I mean, I still like Cup 2s on the street. I mean, I think they're great. I mean, if you're doing a lot of rain driving, I guess you would do PS4S's, but I prefer the Cup 2s even on the street. But I'm also in Florida where it doesn't get cold and stuff. So if you're dealing with cold and wet, then the PS4S's are fantastic.
Jeffrey McNall Jr. says, I'm headed to my in-laws in the tropical villages Thanksgiving week.
Ooh.
My wife sold me on going with, so I could stop by OG. Can't wait to visit.
Come on by.
Yeah, we'll be here.
I won't be here, but you guys will be here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Matt will be at LZ's place.
Yeah.
We'll be here Monday, Tuesday. Then we're off Wednesday and Thursday for Thanksgiving, but then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Matt Radford says, I have a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
If you're interviewing for a new job, how would you go about distinguishing yourself? And what do you look for when interviewing prospective new hires?
I mean, if you have the interview and you show up, man, I mean, I would just try to be super authentic. Everybody puts their best foot forward, and I think it could, go a long way to explain, what you think you're good at and what you think you're not, and I think you need to read the room too to kind of see, who you're interviewing with. Are they weak? Are they strong? Or do you need to take care of them? You want to try to figure out, are they someone who is looking to be right? And all you have to do is tell them that they're right all the time. Like if I'm interviewing you, if you just told me, yeah, you're right about that. That's a good idea. I'd probably love you. Or if it's somebody who is, a reasons person, those are usually, HR types tend to be reasons people where they're giving you a reason why they're looking to hire you and a reason for this, a reason for that. Or if they're, if they have a position, like they're positional on their position, like, we're only looking for certain type of people and that's it, or if they're having all the answers, like that they're just asking you all kinds of details, just give them details and tell them, hey, if you ever need more answers, I got them for you, kind of thing. So you just look to try to take care of the person that's interviewing you. Don't patronize them. You go in confident, obviously look the part, I don't think you can be overdressed. You can only be underdressed. So if you show up with a suit and tie on, if you're going to interview for a shop manager position or something, maybe that's not the smartest move. Maybe you stick with a polo. But if you're coming in for an office job and you come in with a nice suit and tie, I don't think that can hurt you. And I think you be honest, especially if you want the job, and say, hey, look, I mean, I really want to do this. I'm really hoping that you'll consider me for this position because I want to work here. Here's what research I've done. Here's what I know about it, and explain what you know about the position, and be authentic and honest with what you don't know how to do and what you do know how to do. And you could, I would have sort of a closing argument and say, like, look, I understand, whenever we were interviewing, people are always putting their best foot forward. And I was super candid with you on, what my strengths and weaknesses are. I promise who you're talking to right now is who you're going to get when you hire me. And to remind you, I really want this job. And I think your company is admirable. I want to work here. And here's why. What's your answer to that?
I was thinking of when when it's mostly you interviewed Susie when she was here.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed 3 different people in person after I kind of sorted through a lot. And like you said, she was authentic, and here's what I've done, and here's where my strengths are. Here's where maybe I don't have as much experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're spot on with the whole authenticity and just being honest, because if you lie, a week later, there's you're gonna be found out, and then you're screwed, and nobody's happy. So, I think that's a big, huge part of it.
Yeah, they're looking for you to take ownership too.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that Susie said when I hired her, or what a lot of people had said to me is like they took ownership. One of my concerns is you're telling me that I'm going to have to create the process. I've never done that before. What does that look like to you? Well, I had to think about it. And she said, yeah, I think, so that's my main concern, but I think I could do pretty well at that. I've never done that before, but I think I could do really well at that. And so what I hear in that is ownership. Like I got somebody who's going to take ownership of it and not be a pain in my rear end, and you always want to avoid any kind of nonsense where you have some sense of entitlement. The less you can make it about you, even though it's an interview about you, the more you can make it about the company, and more how you're going to take ownership of whatever responsibility they're going to provide you. I think the better shot you got, and then you just be candid and honest. I want this job. I really want it. And shoot, if you don't hire me now, I want you to call me back when you got another position like this, because I want to be here. And even if they didn't like you, they're still going to consider you, right? Even if you didn't do really well. I mean, my mom had this several times where, she's interviewing some people. She didn't even like the guy. I thought it was a terrible fit. She's like, but he kept saying he really wanted to be here. We were never going to hire him. But it was like, man, you're considering even a terrible candidate because he was so adamant that he really wanted to work here. Even though his motives for wanting to work here are pretty questionable, it was still, well, shoot, the guy wants to be here. That's a big, 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 leg up that you have.
Let's see. Steve Rose says, hey, Matt, would you recommend the Speed Queen TC5/DC5 combo?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one to get. That's the old style tub design. So it's the ugliest. It has the, doesn't have the nice digital display, but also has less stuff to break. That's the most, that's the one that cleans the clothes the best, and it's the best version.
Michael Kaufman wants to know, what is the weight difference between the 1322 and 1122?
I think the 1322 is like 47 pounds, and the 1122 is like 82 pounds or something like that.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Bring Your Wood Screws says, what are your thoughts on a good spray and rinse product for use on wheel barrels and calipers to help with hydrophobics and make maintenance washes easier? Geon Wet Coat, DIY Quick Beads, Adam Rinse and Coat.
None of that. All that stuff is going to do is eventually cause dirt to attract more, get white gummy stuff all over the place. I wouldn't do that at all. That stuff, I headed down that path before, and I'm sure some of the products are a little better now, but there's no protection offered from that kind of stuff, or very, very little protection. We talked about this last week, where when you do a spray sealant of any type, especially a water activated, what you're doing is you're hoping to lodge some silicon dioxide on the surface. And you're hoping that you lodge enough silicon dioxide to where when water hits it, it changes the contact angle. But that doesn't really mess up, or that doesn't really protect your surface from getting messed up. It's more, I think, more of a placebo effect than anything. So I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. In fact, if you go back to like probably 2015, I was always considering, why don't I just do Hydro 2 on my wheels? That way I don't have to mess with them. This is before wheel coatings were really working well and stuff like that. And then I'd start to get this chalky buildup and grossness, and then I realized, it's not really protecting anything. It's just beating water. Beating water is not real protection.
CK Mac wants to know, do we have any updates from the Toolbox winners? Are they enjoying them?
Yeah.
We just heard from Hayden.
Yeah, he got his, and the other guy, the video will be up, is it today or tomorrow? I think you guys are going to like that video.
From Joffrey, Geo. He told me he just goes by Geo. Okay. From being confused.
Yeah, so he came and picked it up, and we did a video on the channel, and it'll be up where I toured him around, and we loaded up his box, and I think it's scheduled for tonight, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but he came down because he was in Georgia, so he just drove down. He actually came down that Monday after we drew it
Well,
on
his
Friday.
wife was already here for a conference.
Okay.
And so he's like, well,
Gotcha.
I'm going to come down here, and
That's
we're
cool.
going to do it. So, let's see. Sonic Snap-on Toolbox giveaway winner.
There we go.
October 28th.
What's that?
What is it?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. We have at 6:30 p.m.
There we go. Let's see. Anthony H. says, Happy Friday, OG crew. How are you liking the watch, Matt?
Yeah.
Which one is that? That's the Kermit?
No,
Starbucks.
it's the Starbucks, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm a watch guy. I'm in. I like it.
Steven wants to know, does OG do Black Friday deals?
Not deals, but a deal on everything, yeah. 10% off, free shipping over $100?
No, over $250.
Over $250.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Well, false advertising.
Yeah, over $250. And there's certain products that are excluded, but there's not very many of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeffrey McNall Jr. says, I was once a dum-dum. I tried Avalon King. It's really easy to use. It's slick and looks decent. Doesn't last long at all, though.
It's junk. How do you guys fall for that stuff? It's crazy to me. This is why you guys need me. I'm telling you. Gosh. It's crazy.
Zach Tyler says, more vlogs. I love those things. Can we get an OG spec morning routine?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I usually share that in the Hex vlog.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do one this week. I took the week off. I did like a frickin' billion videos on Inside the Hex last week, so I took this week off of the camera. I'll be back on next week.
Danny Sandoval wants to know, will you be testing the new Ego 3200 PSI portable pressure washer?
Yes. 3,200. That's freaking nonsense. But yes, we have one on order, and hopefully I'll have it soon. I'll see it at SEMA, but I don't know what that'll help me with. But
Mike Bellows says, I found it interesting you said in the recent 992 Wash and Talk that OG Drying Aid may not play nice with V5. Beadmaker is leaving a haze on my newly V5 coated E92. Never had this happen before.
I was wrong. I was thinking that, but I had some bad towels, or towels that were toast. You know, eventually your towels get loaded up. Because I'd done the carb the previous day, and I'm like, man, or the Evo, and I was pushing it around. I'm like, dang, this is not. Maybe Drying Aid doesn't play well with V5, but nope. It because when I did the Brucer, it was back to normal, single towel, whole car. So yeah, it was a couple of towels that I had that needed to be replaced.
Jeff G says, afternoon, gents. The OG garages always look super clean on video. Do you do any preventive measures to mitigate the inevitable? Bugs, spiders, worms, roly-polies, etc. that make their way in?
No. I mean, that's the cool thing about Swiss Tracks is they're usually under it. And then, just blow it out or vacuum it periodically. That's the cool thing about Swiss Tracks is that it alleviates that need. I mean, previously when I had epoxy floor, just bare concrete, every single time I went on the garage, usually more than once a week, first step was move the cars out, sweep the floors, blow it out, vacuum it, do all the work. I do that almost never. Other than the few little leaves that get trapped in the first few tiles, I usually just pick them up. Yeah, so there's not a lot of maintenance, and I'm in Florida, which is freaking bug capital of the universe. And there's all kinds of bugs all over the place, and they just they're either under the tiles, and I just suck it up whenever I need to, and you really can't see them.
Obsessed Mobile Detailing says, any chance we can see the shorter Mosmatic wand holder you mentioned? Also, before you leave, make sure to take the OG pressure hose with you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
put it on your...
I need to do that.
What is it, 6 inches shorter?
Yeah, we have it. I'll post it on Instagram.
Yeah, picture of them next to each other.
We have it. Well, no, I got it next door with the darn wand in it. You can see it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Simon says, good morning, team. I used OG Decon on my mate's neglected truck. Started by foaming and then in wash bucket. The paint came out super clean. I love the performance of this. Is a must-have in my arsenal.
Nice.
Very cool. Dr. Phil, our buddy, says, maybe I missed it, but can someone tell me why Matt is a watchman now? Noticed the Rolex in a past video and see him wearing ones a lot more
This
now.
is my new style. Remember, it was part of my 5-prong plan. Get fit, and a Rolex Realman is my new style. T-shirt, Rolex, jeans.
There you go.
Not all year, but sometime. And so the jeans I'm struggling with a little bit. I need to find some. I don't like the pocket. It's all the southern type or the whatever the rancher type jeans. They all have a weird pocket squiggle on it that I don't love. But they're the right cut. Like Kimes Ranch and Cinch and like all these brands that make like a working man's jeans. They do this weird bedazzle on the arm pocket that I freaking don't love, but I love how they fit and I love the cut. So yeah, not sure. I gotta I'm already $1,000 into jeans. I probably gotta buy another couple grand to figure out which ones I like the most.
Let's see. Kevin McGee.
So Rolex Real Man
Rolex
is the style.
Real Man,
Yeah.
Kevin McGee says, I just dropped in, and I see Matt is on a rant. All is well in the universe. No more weekly Woodgate rants, sadly. OGHOA. Need recommendations on a media console, says Taylor. Don't want something that's really modern or mid-century.
He's talking about like a TV stand?
I guess a media console.
I usually buy them from Restoration Hardware. They have all different versions, modern, old style. So all of mine usually come from there. The only problem with them is they're generally 32 inches tall, which is about 5 inches too tall. Check out Salamander Designs. Really, really expensive on the modern side. There's also BDI Furniture is another company that makes a lot of AV type stuff. But again, mine are usually either coming from Arhaus, ARHAUS, or Restoration Hardware. And then you have to chop them up to fit your stuff, and it's not really AV friendly. You have to cut the back off and stuff. But I've had 6 or 8 of them, and that's what I have in Helen. That's what I have here in Florida. I have a big giant one. It's made out of white oak. It's freaking awesome. Thing weighs like 800 pounds or something like that. It's great.
Brian V. says, my $8,000 year HOA penalized me for having a green garden gnome. They said only red and yellow was allowed.
Why do you have any garden gnomes? That's what I want to know.
That's good stuff. Let's see. Has Matt looked at the Active 2.3 videos yet? Posted on YouTube? Any first impressions?
No. I'm not interested.
Dylan wants to know, hey, Matt, will you be ordering another Snap-on toolbox, or is that journey finished?
I think I'm done. I was planning on doing another one to do some more comparisons, but I don't think I need to compare anything else. I think I'm done. There wasn't a single tool in that lineup that I'm like, I gotta have this. And I was okay if I did. I just refer you to it, figure out a way to develop a relationship with them, become an affiliate or something like that. But set up a relationship with a truck guy and send all the people to him. But yeah, nope.
Let's see. Jay wants to know, do you have any plans to get back into an E46 M3?
I don't think so. I'm not saying never, but right now, I don't think so. I didn't like it.
CK Mac has an important question here. Can we get a rundown of OG-approved Halloween candy? Surely Matt has some hot takes.
I think I'm sure I've done this before.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
So,
first of all, you got to be full-sized.
There's a simple. This is a simple way to assess and judge a person's abilities in the universe, and that's if you buy a variety pack of candy to hand out, you suck at everything. You drive a sucky car, you have a sucky kitchen faucet, you have a crappy everything. Your clothes are from freaking Target. You're shopping at Ross. By the way, I'm talking about my wife here, by the way. So she's always buying. She would buy just a variety pack. Yeah. They went to Ross last night. So you're also not cursed with, crippling panic disorders because of, obsessing over too much stuff, which is a real benefit, right? So, you don't want to make. Don't make bags. Kids don't want any of that nonsense. I remember we used to have a lady who was so proud she would make candy apples. What kid wants to eat a candy apple? What adult wants to eat a candy apple? It's freaking gross. And then across the street, the other person would make a popcorn ball. This isn't a trailer park, by the way. And so these people have money to be doing this, and that was their big thing. And so the kids would always skip those 2 houses, like freaking idiots. And they would come running out and chase you down the street. And there was always one trailer park dude who was like kind of the affluent guy in the trailer park who would give you out like a full Snickers, full-size Snickers. Fun sizes for freaking losers. You know, fun size are what's at the bottom of your bag that's junk. So if you want to be like a killer, get like full-size whatchamacallit, full-size Paydays.
Okay.
Kids don't love those, but adults do. Full-size, you know, like king-size Reese's peanut butter cups. Could you imagine how freaking cool you would be if you did that?
If only.
Full-size candy bar, or maybe even something off the wall like cookies and cream, Hershey's, you know, Oreo, you know, looking like bar, like stuff that adults would like and say screw the kids. And then when the adult comes, they'll be like, this guy, this house, these people know what's up. What's it going to cost? Like $300? You know, and put some money into this. If you're going to do it, people are so concerned you go to frickin' Walmart and you're buying the cheapest crap you can get your hands on. You got this bucket, this cheap, stupid pumpkin holder thingy, right? A little pumpkin bucket. Or not bucket, but like a pumpkin bowl, you know, and they come out, oh, here you go, son, take 3. It's like a dum lollipop for dum-dums. It's terrible, worst candy ever.
Box of dots.
Yeah, or like you know, like little tiny little Three Musketeers. That's the one. If you want to be the killer, full size Three Musketeers. Okay. Just buy the rows of them. You walk out with it on like a chef's board or something like that. If you want to be legit, if you want your neighbors to realize how much they suck and how superior you are, this is how you'll do it. Don't make anything. Don't put it in any baggies. Don't do any of that crap. Just freaking pop the cellophane when the kids come to the door. By the way, I don't give out candy because no one comes to our houses because they're freaking 400 feet apart. But if I did, when I did, full size, like we were down in Claremont, full size Milky Ways, you know, full size delicious candy bars. Whatchamacallit would be key. That was my bag when I was like 9. Like if I'd gotten one of those, that was the ticket.
Eric S. says he always appreciated the can of soda houses.
No, get out of here.
Soda.
I want that crap. You can all shake it up, then you take it out of your bag and it explodes. No. No, I don't want any like witch's brew that they're handing out. Stop all this stuff. Don't sell all your decorations and get full size Three Musketeers. That's it.
And whatchamacallits.
Yeah. Don't be handing out bug spray or doing any nonsense. Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone. No one wants you to touch them. No one wants you to look at them. No one wants you to comment. They just want the full-size candy bar. And kids are so dumb that they don't even know that they're getting gypped in this world with the fun-size garbage. Freaking sweet tarts. Who's handing out sweet tarts? You're the worst. You know what I'm saying? That's like the thing that makes it to like Christmas time. And you're just like, oh, God dang it, I got some sweet tarts. I guess I got to eat them as a kid because I got nothing left because I ate all the good stuff. Imagine you just came and you just had a bag filled with full-size candy bars. That would be insane. That would be so cool. This is when I build my community that we're talking about with 20 homes, we're going to have a meeting. And we're going to publish it. We're going to advertise it. Kids, come to our community. You're going to walk out of here with a bag of awesome. And they're going to come out with 20 full-size, maybe even 40 full-size candy bars of various varieties. In fact, I'm going to buy them and hand them to each home. And if you're going to live in my community, you got to stand on your freaking doorstep. No decorations, just proper landscape lighting, right? No stupid pumpkin bowl.
No bowls.
Yep, no dumb outfit you got on. You're not allowed to dress up. We're freaking grown-ups, right? No comments on the kids' stuff. Just in and out. They'll be in and out of our community. I'm gonna, I'll have a shuttle service because the homes are going to be 150 feet apart each driveway. They're going to have to walk 10 miles to get through this community. So we're going to have a shuttle service in and out. In fact, now I'm thinking about why don't I just hand out a bag filled with frickin' full-size candy bars? Done. Kid gets to go home. He's not cranky. He's not tired. He's not sweaty. He's just flush. Is that a good enough proposal for the world?
CK-Mac.
Freaking Smarties. Bottle caps.
That does affect the chocolate taste too.
Anything then some idiots would hand out like wax candy. Gross. No kid wants that. You know, where it's like wax bottle thingies.
Yeah, the bottles.
And just gross stuff inside
gel.
of it. Yuck. Get your mind right, people. Don't buy the stuff as soon as you walk into. First of all, stop going to Walmart.
Still going.
Go to Publix.
Okay.
Or go and stop shopping at Costco and all this other bull crap. Just go to the real grocery store, like the high-end grocery store, and buy some freaking candy bars. It's going to cost you $350. Good. You're going to better the world, and everybody's going to know that you're superior.
Small price to pay.
Yeah.
All right, we have some jeans recommendations for you. People are looking out for you. Origin Work jeans?
I have them, but they don't have a lot of choice.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not cut quite as well as like the Southern jeans. They're like a little too baggy.
Okay. And then Ariat? Is that how you pronounce that?
I've been thinking about some of those, but you take a look at the pockets.
Cuts.
The pockets, they get a little bedazzled looking. Same thing as the cinch ones that I have. People are going to start making fun of me. I'm not trying to be cool dad here.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I'm like right on the edge of affliction dad.
Yeah. You don't want to go there. Yeah. It's got
close.
A few extra.
Yeah. See, it's the same thing I got now. Like, can we just leave the pockety business off? They're going to think I'm giving out fun size, assortments of M&Ms. No one wants M&Ms unless you're giving out a full king size bag of like peanut butter M&Ms or something. In fact, that's what I should do. Just buy the full family size bags and just give them the whole thing. How cool would that be? I'll buy like a whole case of them. Buy like 500 of these things. I'm just handing out the whole bag.
Man.
Hold out your hand, Sonny, and you sprinkle a couple of little junk on there.
Just give them a Rolex, too, while they're there. Should king size whatchamacallit at a Rolex Sky Dweller. What do you think of the Rolex Sky Dweller?
That's kind of the Poro version. Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like the Sky Dweller, the Sea Dweller, the Explorer, the Day Date, the Just Date. I don't like any of those. I only like Submariners.
Okay.
I like GMT Masters and Daytonas. I'm going to get a freaking 100 of those.
All right. Peter says, I placed my order just before the live stream started.
Nice.
I've already got tracking number confirmation. Good
Yeah.
job on the warehouse improvements. Thanks.
They're smooth there.
Or Pietro, as he's known here. Try Carhartt jeans, says Chris. You got any Carhartt jeans?
Yeah, again, I think they're probably a little too baggy. I need like the secret is like the boot cut, with straight leg, slim fit, because I'm a svelte gentleman now.
Yeah.
Boot cut. That's how it has to go.
Okay.
I'm kind of over the bagginess. You gotta
Jinko.
You gotta pop the quads out. The quads gotta be bursting out of that. A little bit of stretch in them.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I'm losing a little bit of the real man cred when you get the stretch. But that's what makes them comfortable enough to wear.
You need to ask Bryce where he gets his jeans.
No, I don't want skinny jeans. I don't want
somewhere between that and
millennial jeans. Okay. I want reformed gentlemen. Realize has lived some life.
Okay.
Have a Rolex.
Yep.
Real man. I can do 45 1122 presses in a row. That kind of thing.
All right, let's see. Ian says a lot of the reviews on the 992 GT3 RS say it has gone too far on track focus. Does that put you off at all? The fact it is so compromised as a road car.
Yeah, those people are the same people that are giving out fun size, fanny packs or assortment packs. No, it's not too far. It does tramline quite a bit, but no, it's super pliable and compliant on the road. Those guys are the ones that are that'll never get one.
Let's see. Neil White says, we found a small bottle of vodka in my daughter's candy bag last year. Oh. You go in the wrong neighborhoods. Unwrapped candy corn.
Oh, yeah.
Candy corn, even worse. At Halloween should be illegal, says Cars with Jam.
No candy corn.
CK Max says you got to use pillowcases and no pails when you're collecting candy, I guess.
That's gross. I want like a specialty bag with like kind of specialty handles.
$10 super chat here from Improved Garage. I'm 90 minutes behind, but can't wait to see the candy rant. Oh, yeah. That's something to look forward to. Spencer says, evening, I'm late to the party. Matt, what's the best place to stay in Vegas for SEMA in your opinion? I'm a fairly big fan of Planet Hollywood, but I'm also 25 and will have some of my employees with me.
So the best place to stay is at Westgate. Westgate used to be super roachy. They remodeled it, so it's not great. But the Westgate is attached to the convention center. Okay. The problem is by now it's probably booked. So I like to stay at Westgate because then I don't have to walk. Because you can get there easily. You can Uber there, like if you stayed at like the Bellagio or some other, Palazzo or somewhere nice. Or you stayed like at the first year I stayed at the Hard Rock, which is terrible, but I stayed there. It was 2 miles. I'm like, that's perfect. Well, the problem is at night, when it's over, you can't get out of there. So you either go wait in line for 6 hours to get a cab or an Uber or something like that, and you're exhausted. And so I've already walked 13 miles, and I got to walk another 2.5, and my feet are about to snap off my ankles. And so when you're at the Westgate, I just walk up the elevator. And then Tommy and I, we're life hacking everything when we're there. All these idiots would stand in line for this elevator. When if I went to the other elevator, went up one floor, walked over to the left, and got on the elevator and superseded the line. We got up in 10 seconds, where people would wait an hour to get to their rooms. So yeah, you want to stay at the Westgate, or the other one is the SLS, which I think they may have called it something else now. The SLS is like a quarter mile down the road. I've stayed there before. And I think it's Sahara now or something like that. Or right across the street, that's where Larry Cosillo always stays, is like Embassy Suites or something. He always stays there because he's right. You don't get the nastiness of the casino, but then you also get a pretty janky room.
Let's see. Our buddy Martin at Alligator Custom says, can we clip the candy rant so it can be easily shared to those who really need this information? And OG Shorts chimed in and said, just wait.
I'm not making this up. Like, this is what I really believe. So.
You get a lot of agreement here. Top 5 rant, top-notch rant, one for the ages. Who'd have thought the OG rant for today would be about Halloween? Palming hundos for Halloween. Just skip the Snickers bar. Just give them 100. Oh, man. I don't know if 40-year-old me or 9-year-old me likes this more. I'm going to hand out Baby Bell cheese for Halloween.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's gross.
Let's see here. Brad, our buddy Brad out west says, go to Ingles for all your Halloween candy shopping needs. Don't forget your club card. Mm-hmm. Whole Foods chocolate-covered kale. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with Smarties? Oh, man.
I have to tell you.
Tommy Bahama jeans. How about that? Yeah. Great soft jean.
I'm trying to be real man here, Brad.
Affliction dad. Pretty sure you can get a pallet of assorted candy bags at Costco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody James jeans. You ever hear of those?
What are people buying at Costco? Do you go to one of these big box stores?
No, I don't. Yeah. Megan likes Sam's for. She gets almonds, bottled water. What else? I don't know. But my aunt, that's all she does is shop at Costco. She gets everything.
What do you get in there?
Everything. Whatever you can name in your kitchen, that's where she gets it.
But why do you need that much?
That's a great question.
If you have a family of like 7 or 9 or 22, I get it. Otherwise, like if you buy that big vat of ketchup, like it goes bad. Yeah. Do you just choke it down? When you're a year and 3/4 in, and it gets all congealed and watery, all the water's run out of it. I mean, I don't understand. Do you? Again, when I had a membership to BJ's, all I bought was bulk Dunkaroos. Right?
And Hot Pockets.
Mouthwash. Then the mouthwash gets nasty after a while, it gets all crusty because And what else did I used to get there? I would buy shampoo, but as you might imagine, that big giant thing of Pert Plus would last 72 years. It's like, what are these people buying there?
You're washing their car.
What are you getting at these places? What else? If you're eating meat there, it's like eating vomit meat. What the heck? I don't understand.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I was yelling at Melanie. She was getting such a kick out of it. I said, no more Walmart food. I want nothing from Walmart. I want nothing from Sam's Club.
The lady who does your cooking.
Yeah, I only want it from Publix. Publix, Sprouts, or
Fresh Market.
Fresh Market. That's it. Nowhere else.
Sprouts.
Even the paper towels are better when you buy them at Publix, I swear to you. The Bounty paper towels you buy at Walmart, I swear they're different than the ones you buy at Publix.
Half play.
They just take a little bit out of it. A little bit of goodness out of it. A little bit of that cheapness kind of sucks the goodness out of stuff.
Chad says, imagine walking down the hallway and hearing your boss rant about Halloween candy. All right, Cody James jeans. This sounds right up your alley here.
Okay, yeah.
Just listen to this.
Ooh, okay.
They embody the true American cowboy.
Yeah, okay.
Who lives and breathes the country western lifestyle.
But what do the pockets look like?
He believes in durable, authentic, and affordable boots and clothing suited for his everyday life. All right,
I like it.
Men's.
I can only go so far here because I'm not really a real man. I'm just pretending to be a real man here, you know?
Oh, he's got a cowboy hat. Okay. Straight boot cut. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, let's go.
Either straight or boot cut, and then you need slim fit because now I'm slim, right? That's what I learned. Get rid of the bag.
Oh, this guy's moving. You got video here. You
got see, they got the same pockets, man.
Yeah, those are
same thing. They all have
the belt buckle that draws all the attention there, maybe.
Yeah, I guess because all these dudes tuck their shirts in, which I don't do, so maybe that helps a little bit. Those are not bad.
Yeah. Wrangler men's retro relaxed fit mid-rise boot cut.
Yeah. It
just has the patch on the back instead of
that I can deal with. I mean, I could always just buy some darn Levi's, and be done with it, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah, see, like, I don't get that.
Drawing some attention there.
Yeah, that's Kimes Ranch. So this is a retailer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's selling Aria and stuff like that.
All right.
Wrangler.
There we go.
I got some work to do.
You're being reminded to make sure you get the carpenter's hammer loop in your jeans when you get those.
I said almost real man. It's the illusion of real man. That's what I'm looking for.
Steve Rose says, I want jeans where you can get your junk out without having to undo everything, referring to zippers that are too short.
Yeah.
How many short zipper jeans? Oh, man. Favorite Little Debbie? I think he's...
Yeah,
he still says
we have that. I was thinking about this the other day when I was at the airport and coming back from Denver. I was just sitting there, and I was on my computer, and I had my headphones on, and I started looking. Just for whatever reason, my eyes were like right at where like people's shoes were walking by, and I realized people don't know how to do shoes either.
No.
They don't know how to buy it. It's very rare that you see somebody with like a decent pair of shoes. Like everything is from Payless. Every Nike is from some like Nike knockoff outlet, and everything that people wear is like total garbage. And then occasionally you'd see somebody, and I could see their shoes and know immediately, okay, this person's got like a Tumi bag, or they've got they've got a new iPhone, they've got something nice. It's the same thing with Halloween candy.
All right, yeah, we got lots of candy, lots of people chiming in on Costco. 7 for All Mankind jeans.
What are they buying at Costco? Did anybody give me any reason for this?
Let's see.
Man, you don't understand. A pizza at Costco is great. What
$5 chicken, $1 hot dogs. Yeah, that's true. They have that.
I don't want that. I want the $10 hot dog that's good.
TP, paper towels, almonds, bottled water.
All that you can get from Amazon. And not have to go with all the cattle.
Toilet paper, paper towel, drinks. That's about it.
Drinks. You drink water.
There you go. So,
Yeah.
There we go. So, thanks for all your input, everybody. That's good. Butt pocket designs on jeans are the midlife crisis tramp stamp for dudes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Good stuff. Oh, we got a listener from India. Hello, Ganesh.
Nice.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I got some work to do on the real man front. I'm working on it, guys. So give me a little time. I'm trying to figure it out. Don't make fun of me too much on my bedazzled pockets, because the ones I got right now, I like the jeans. I just don't love the little. It's like a little squiggle on the pocket, and that's not for me. So I got some work to do, but it's going to take a little time.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for the questions. We appreciate you supporting us in the store. We will not be here next week. Matt
I'll
will
be at SEMA. Yeah.
So if you are at SEMA, that was a question I meant to read here. Is there any sort of organized SEMA meetup for anybody else who will be out there?
No.
Someone asked
I'm like running hardcore. So if you find me, stop me.
If you see him, say hello.
Yeah, or just keep an eye out on Instagram when I'm posting pictures of stuff. And I don't make any plans. Everybody invites me to dinners and lunches and meetings, and no, not doing it. Last time I got suckered into doing a meeting with McGuire's, and they're talking to me about black wheel cleaner. Like there's a special wheel cleaner for black wheels. Freaking idiots. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Not one professional product. They'd canceled all the good stuff. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not meeting with you guys this year. I'll just come by and see what you got, and if you don't got anything good, I'll just keep walking.
All right, there's a couple more jeans here. Kirkland jeans. Those are the Costco brand jeans, I think.
Is he trolling me? You got to be messing with me. Right?
Oh, Scott Mitchell. He says LOL.
No way. Okay, all right. There's no way he's telling the truth.
We'll do a blind jeans wearing next time, and we'll have you try them on, but you won't know what brand they are.
If you put Kirkland's on, I'll immediately catch hives and have an infection.
Oh man.
Yeah. See you guys next week, or 2 weeks, or
2 weeks from now.
18 weeks from now.
Maybe 18.
See ya.
Thanks.